Hey everybody, it's Chris from Marketing During Tough Times. Thanks for stopping by. It is Monday. Monday is Motivation Day, and this is the last in a series of videos on grit. So for the last 5 weeks, we've talked about the elements of grit. I have them listed in front of me: courage, conscientiousness, long-term goals, resilience, excellence versus perfection. We looked at all the different aspects and how they can apply them. And there's a few things you're going to notice. The biggie is all these elements are mental. They're all in your head, so you actually already have them. You're not depending on somebody else. You're not waiting for someone else to deliver something. These elements of grit are in you in some capacity. Everyone has these elements in them. The next step you need to do is actually figure out what elements are really strong that you just sort of have naturally, and what elements aren't strong that you need to work on. Now, why you do this is because you might use the elements of grit that you're strong on to sort of prop up the elements of grit that you're not as strong on. And I'm going to use me as an example. When I look at the list, the thing I'm weakest at is the courage aspect. So I have a lot of resilience and I have a lot of long-term goals, but for me, it's not always easy to take that first step, to take that plunge. Once I take it, the other elements of grit kick in and I'm in business, but that initial first step is really hard for me to do. Now, when I started my first company, my guitar school in my apartment in 1990, I didn't know what I was doing, so I just started the business. I didn't think about anything. I just figured, I'll figure out along the way. When I started this business, Chris Wilson Coaching, I was much further along in my business career, and I knew a lot of stuff, and so I saw all these things I had to do, and so I found it slightly overwhelming. I was overwhelming myself. I was like, we need to do this. I had this like things all over the place, and I was like, chasing all these shiny objects, and it was really overwhelming, and it was really just self-overwhelming. No one was saying anything to me. No one was saying you have to do all this. It was all in my head. So I did two things that really helped. One is I have a friend who I can call, and I call her up and I say, here's what I'm trying to do, and I'm overwhelmed, and she sort of calmed my brain and said, no, look, what do you really need to do? And so when I took that approach, after talking to a friend, I said, okay, well, step one, let's say I need a website. It's like, oh, now I'm overwhelmed again, because a website's 100 things. And so when I wrote it down, a website wasn't 100 things. A website was create an account with, Weebly or GoDaddy or Wix or whatever they are. Buy a domain name, in this case, Chris Wilson Coaching. Buy a website package, the cheapest one they have, and then just build a placeholder page, a Chris Wilson Coaching welcome page. Just have that done. And so it was less overwhelming then. And so I had the courage and took that first step. It was a Friday night. I remember going on and saying, okay, I'm going to go with this company. I got my name, I bought my package, and then I actually started putting stuff up. That first day, that first evening, I called up my friend who was also a graphic designer, and she said, oh, here, I got a banner for you. She sent me over a banner. I had a banner up. I had Chris Wilson Coaching up. I had a page up. I put some copy on there that I'd use for my Facebook page. I created a Contact Us page because I knew how to do that from my other business. So now, at the end of the day, I had a 2-page website. At that point, the momentum of grit kicked in. So I know about long-term goals. I know about resilience. I know about excellence versus perfection. A lot of those things are just ingrained in me. Once I took that first step, everything was good. But that first step for me was difficult. So when you look at the list, and I'm going to read it to you: courage, conscientiousness, long-term goals, resilience, excellence. What are the strong ones that can get you going, that can support you and support the weak ones? And then with the weak ones, it's just using those other ones to support you. Or even, and having a support network. In my case, I have a friend who I can call, but it could be a business owner mastermind group. It could be a Facebook group that you can talk to people. A lot of people like Facebook groups. I have a small business startup club where we sort of share ideas. There's lots of those out there. There's one, We Are Entrepreneurs. That's a great support network where you can sort of bounce ideas off other entrepreneurs, and you're not bombarded with like people trying to sell you stuff. It's really more like just someone you can talk to. All right, so I hope you liked my series on grit. I will see you next week for our new topic. See you next time. Thanks. Bye.